Hello, welcome back to another Sonic Lab. We're here with Ilja from Gamechanger Audio, who's come over to show us actually the plasma voice. So do check that video out. We've shot a great one with that. But we're also looking at these new auto pedals, which we've got the reverb, the delay and the chorus here. And these are really interesting because they sort of combine modular and guitar pedals.
Yeah, that's correct. So thanks for having me again. And that's right. This is our attempt of basically introducing the kind of guitar community or you know, kind of guitar-oriented or pedal-oriented people to the concepts of control voltage and patching and so on. And kind of the auto in the auto series is a word that we use to represent the idea of parameter automation.
Right.
So we're using just for each one of these effects, we're using on the surface level, it seems like there's only the four basic kind of effects parameters, such as reverb level, decay, tone, and so on. But by integrating a onboard control voltage generator, we're allowing kind of you to set up your own kind of relationship between your fingers and
so dynamics and pitch are being sort of, I guess, processed or monitored and turned into control voltages.
Exactly, yeah. So the pedals are able to kind of hear and understand both the dynamic information coming in from the instrument or the pitch information, and you can convert that quite precisely into control voltage.
Okay, all right.
But of course, as you pointed out, it has this modular connectivity. It's the same control voltage standard as in your Eurorack systems. So
right, okay.
So I can use tools like this theremin, for example,
So that's opening up the reverb and the chorus,
and the chorus, yeah. So I can use that in many, many different musical ways, or I can use an output from any sequencer. For example, I have this sequencer here, and we can use that to maybe just increase the amount of delay, signal sent into delay.
Right, okay.
So whenever we have this.
Okay, so yeah, there's no signal. There's nothing. So, I mean, I guess for integrating a guitar into a modular system which might have sequencing elements to it, that could be really powerful for effects.
Yeah, absolutely. So these are the cross-platform effects, essentially. Like even when it comes to like headroom selection, you can set these to Eurorack line or instrument level.
Right.
There's a specific kind of well thought out connectivity system. So, for example, here I'm using 2 mono patch cables. So, for example, you can use just a TRS cable to pass a stereo signal along between two pedals.
Right, okay.
So, and this patch bay is able to generate control voltage with all necessary kind of volt per octave standards and so on, and it's also able to receive bipolar control voltage. So you can use the sequencer to automate effects and so on.
Right, okay. So you got a patch here, I heard a drone earlier on, is that something, so you're sending plasma voice into this as well, right?
Yeah, so for example, I have a drone that opens up if I... So this is, I'm opening up this voice here and it's being simultaneously used
sent into the input. Okay.
Yeah, to open up the chorus and the reverb send. So if I pair that with a few other voices, I guess we can create a lot of. And this is the delay automation.
So it's it.
So these are DSP effects, are they? Or are they analog effects? What's the...
Yes.
So the idea here is that these are each pedal offers 3 proprietary digital algorithms. So we have been listening to the Hall emulation on the auto reverb, the digital delay on the auto delay. It's got a 2-second buffer.
Right.
And here we have the auto chorus, which is now on flange mode. So I guess maybe let's kind of step away from the sequencers and the synthesizers for a second. Maybe I can just show you some basic automation, how it works when the CV is being generated on board the pedal.
Using the dynamics, right?
Exactly. So let's start with the dynamics, and the most fun example is always with the delay. So for example, right now we have just okay. So this is, we can use it as a standard delay pedal. So what you can do is, like, I can take the level of the send all the way down, and this is my attenuverter, which basically at midnight position it produces a 0 volt output. Here it starts producing positive voltage indicated by this red light here.
Okay.
So to trigger that production of that control voltage, I need to cross this threshold point on the dynamics bar, which is an adjustable thing. So as soon as I cross this point,
then the send is open, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it just starts generating control voltage, and I'm routing it into this this bar, into this knob here. So essentially,
right.
So it's up. So that's the idea. So you can have the kind of feel.
So that's really nice. So you got a sort of effects threshold, which you could really sort of bring out certain notes in a guitar solo or certain chords. Yeah. Okay. Brilliant.
So, and then the similar idea is for the pitch side of things. So each pedal also has a pitch tracker. So this works on calibration basis. For example, it's got note mode, tone mode, and volt per octave mode.
Right.
So if we start with note mode, then I'm going to, you need to like press down on this foot switch and play the note that is going to be regarded as the central note. So
I've got that says it's got it.
That's the G now. So if the note, and then you use this knob here to kind of navigate the various.
So you could actually have the reverb coming in on notes only above a certain. Oh,
yeah. So now it's going to be only on that G. So. Right. So the G is registered as the central note. It produces a CV, and the CV can be routed to anywhere. I can route, I can take that that control voltage on the C note, and I can use it to screw up the time parameter on the delay. So.
Right. Oh, that's really interesting. So presumably the pitch tracking is monophonic, right? It's not a polyphonic.
Yeah, it's a monophonic pitch tracker, but we're quite proud of the pitch tracker. It's actually precise enough that you can also use the each auto series pedal as a really good audio to control voltage,
so
like
you
gate.
Can play a synth voice and.
Yeah. So in the volt per octave mode, the tracking is extremely precise, and I'll be happy to demonstrate that.
Oh, cool!
In the last bit of the video.
Yeah.
But for example, here we've got a control voltage that appears only on the calibrated note. If I adjust the knob slightly, then we're going to have control voltage appearing around that note, basically at a region. So.
All right. So you can spread the.
Yeah. So, for example, I can calibrate, for example, for the E. Right, and now.
All right, you can see it. So it's degrees of control voltage that it's sending out, depending on how close you're to it. Right. Yeah. Okay, interesting.
I can do everything that's above the E. So.
I mean, it's cool with the guitar and everything, but I'd imagine, running synth lines into it and having very specific kind of trigger points for effects signals is going to be extremely powerful.
Um,
So if you ran a
so maybe like we can try see what happens when I run a sequence into this. So as you can see, it's tracking that sequence. I'm going to lower the sequence a little bit.
Oh yeah, nice.
So obviously you could have achieved that with sending a similar shaped CV in automating it.
Yeah,
but it's cool that it's able to do that from the pitch recognition as well.
And can you store sort of patch settings and things for this? Because it would make sense to have, you might want to...
Here in the true modular synth fashion, you need to recreate your work of art every time.
Okay, fair enough. So record it, folks. Just make sure. Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So tell me a little bit about the inputs and outputs here, because I know you've got these kind of little loops going through.
Okay, so basically, here we're kind of demonstrating the pedals with a clean signal. Right, so it's relatively easy for the pedal to kind of track the signal.
The tone itself is fairly straightforward, yeah.
Exactly, but let's say if I had a bunch of pitch shifters or maybe distortion or fuzz or something, then we would lose both the dynamics information and pitch information. Right. So one of the key concepts is that there are each auto pedal is able to accept two separate kind of signal lines.
Right, so you have a clean and a...
One is the signal line that's the audio signal that's being affected,
right,
and the other is the tracking signal.
Right.
So in each auto series box there is this splitter.
So there's
a splitter.
Okay. So you guitar in, and then this comes out and would go.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, you can stick this guy in the middle, in the front end of your signal chain or your board or something.
And so where does that go? There's a separate path, is there?
So basically, let's say my guitar would go into this, and then the chain continues from the other end, and it has 4 identical outputs. And then I can kind of bypass all my heavy fuzz pedals and so on, and feed the pedal a clean signal into the track input.
This output here is going into this, because we're doing that
exactly
in this audio, right? Okay, as well.
So what we're doing now is, for example, if I omit this connection here, so now this auto reverb is going to be here on the dynamics bar. We will see the delay trails.
Right. Okay.
Which is something that we can also use, because why not? So for example, we can switch the auto reverb into mix mode, where it's no longer a send level; it's the amount of dry-wet mix.
Blend, right.
So now the dynamic is going to be crossfading the level. So now it's also crossfading between the...
It's in gate mode, so if you go into maybe... So in a rise, we got more of a cadence.
Or we can go, we can increase our bass level as a lot of reverb kind of level, and then as soon as it starts receiving control voltage, you can drop down. So you can do a lot of strange experimental things for sure.
Oh yeah, nice. It catches those little tails.
Yeah, so that's that. But if we now feed it a track input, which is the copy of the clean signal,
then it doesn't have that delay stuff in it, and
then it still receives a untouched kind of signal from here.
Interesting. So the dry signal is affecting the dynamics control voltage effects loop effectively, but the effects are still being processed by...
Exactly.
Okay, interesting.
So that's kind of the super short version of the auto series, but I would say, it's an interesting kind of approach of, instead of thinking about an effect that's something that's kind of statically parked, kind of in a parked position, just on or off. For example, when it comes to rhythmical effects, such as like a chorus, like this one. Instead of having it just constantly kind of doing its thing. You can use your pitch and dynamics to, so for example, now I'm going to link it to the pitch and use note mode. So now
so it gets wonkier the further up you're playing. Right.
So now the lower notes make the pitch, makes the chorus rate drop all the way down.
Right. And then you can... There's an enormous amount of possibilities here. So just some nuts and bolts. These aren't. You need a power supply for this. They don't run on a regular. There's no 9-volt thing. But are they regular 9-volt, regular power supply?
Yeah, you can use the standard pedal power supply, but no batteries for these guys. And you can also power them off of USB, which is which might come in handy if you are in a synth-only environment.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Okay.
And there's no pedal powers to be found. So yeah. And also you can you can feed it, you can control these pedals through MIDI signals.
Okay. So where is the MIDI come in through USB, or is there
there's MIDI over USB as an option, and you can also
there's a MIDI. There's a MIDI.
3.5 MIDI.
There's a MIDI in plug right there. Okay, yeah, got it. So is this the full range? Are there others, or is this the
currently? This is the 3 digital kind of auto effects that we offer right now. Like they've been available for something like out and in the open for something like 6 months or so.
Okay.
So it's but yeah, like.
Okay,
we're still trying to we're still like holding off before we introduce more effects types into this category. But yeah, these digital effects are the core idea.
Right. Okay. So what do they retail at in euros, perhaps?
So this is 329 euros. Yeah, as of now for European prices.
Okay. Right. So I'm guessing with this dynamics and pitch engine, does that mean you can take CV and gate out and feed that into like a mono voice?
Yeah, so it's the same kind of voltage standard that's used in with other synthesizers. So for example, in the volt per octave mode, here I can calibrate the central pitch. The central calibrated pitch is going to be 0 volts. So basically, if I so this is going to be my
So
D.
it's green, it's picked you up, right?
That's the 0 volts, which matches with the oscillators here.
Right.
So now I can pretty much use the dynamics tracker as well as the kind of gate to the synth. And so here I've got the time parameter to play with. So I can use the guitar.
That's mixing the guitar and right. Okay, so we mix it right.
So if I increase the
sounds like it's like Fripp, isn't it? It's the Heroes sort of tone almost. Yeah. And that's built into each pedal, so you've got that capability in there. And right, okay, cool.
Yeah, and then if I increase this knob here, then it's going to be 10 volts per octave. No, sorry, 5 volts per octave here. So it's going to be all over the place. All over the place. I think more like Fripp now. And then if we go all the way down, then it gets attenuated to something like, I think it's 0.1 volts per
But that
octave.
means you could be using pitch to sort of affect something not non-pitched.
Yeah, so that's a bipolar low voltage signal to affect something else.
Oh, cool. So these are all available now, as we said. This is the full range at the moment.
Yeah.
But plans for other pedals, do you think?
We'll see. For now, I think like this is the main range. These are 3 like digital lush effects. So for now, we're kind of leaving this as is. But I don't think that this is
It's not over.
I think the Auto series is going to like grow at some point. Yeah, for sure.
And I notice obviously you've got standard foot pedals, foot switches on here, which means they were equally at home on the floor as on the desktop. So that's
yeah,
and they feel pretty robust. Okay, Ilja, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks a lot.
I think we might play out with a bit of ambient noodling. Who knows? See you next time. Thanks for watching.